Welcome to the new TMZ Live, where we bring you inside our newsroom as our staff chases down today's stories in real time.
Welcome to TMZ Live. So sentencing is now looming for Diddy. He is still behind bars. Sentencing is October 3rd, less than 2 months away. And now the question, what is going to happen when the judge sentences him? Diddy will certainly get minimum a year in prison, I would think. I think between a year and 2. It's possible he'd get 3. I don't think he's going to get more for what he was convicted of, because the fact is, he won this case because the 3 charges that were the basis of this prosecution, he was acquitted on. And the reason he was acquitted is largely the result of the legal work of Mark Agnifilo, who has represented him and held this defense from the very beginning. He said something about what Diddy is going to do once he gets out of prison, possibly, earlier this week. And it's caused quite the stir. So let's bring him on. Mark, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Harvey. I really appreciate it.
I want to play the clip from the CBS show. And I want to get your reaction to it because a lot of people were really stunned by it.
I think he's someone who is always going to strive to do something, exceptional and probably demanding and challenging. But I think the most demanding and challenging thing in front of him right now is to get back with his kids and get back with his mother and the people who love him and miss him. One thing he said he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
He said that?
He did. He said to me he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
Doing what?
I guess being on stage, and I said, I'll be there.
So there were a lot of people who heard that, who said, he was acquitted on the big charges, so why not? And there are others who are saying, look, we've seen the Cassie video, we've heard the testimony, they think it's disgusting. What say you?
I think it's a long road, and I stand by both parts of my answer. The road that is right in front of him is we are going to have to fight very hard and argue very intelligently to get him a reasonable sentence where he can get out in relatively short order. I think your assessment is very close to my assessment. And then he's out. So what does he do first? What he does first, and I think he does it for quite a while, is he is now present for his 7 children. He has a beautiful mother who is getting older. One thing that I think is true about my assessment of Sean Combs, I believe he's always going to do something special, something that other people haven't done. And while he did say to me, as I said, that he hopes one day his fortune would take him maybe back to Madison Square Garden, I think that is, if ever, years down the road. The word that I used been using, and I want to use it now, is redemption. And redemption is earned. Redemption is not given. And I think he has done the hard work to earn redemption. And so he's not asking for something for nothing. He's putting the work in. And I believe this is a great redemption story, and that is my hope for him.
You said he's doing the hard work. So real facts here. He has anger issues and has also had substance abuse issues. Is he getting professional help for both of those right now, and has he been?
So the answer is yes. He has therapists that we have basically lined up for him from the outside. The MDC is very strong in certain areas. One of the areas it's not so strong in, it does not have meaningful programming. And so that is not really available to him on the inside, as though if he were at a traditional post-conviction facility, there'd be more programming for him. So we have put things together. He's working very hard in therapy. We know who his therapists are. We don't seek to break the privilege that they have, but I know that he's working hard on all these issues. As you might remember, we got him into a batterers program even before he was arrested on the federal case. And frankly, I wish he had done that 30 years ago.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. when it comes time for sentencing, would you argue to the judge that the best way to get real professional help is on the outside, not the inside, and therefore house arrest or just house confinement might be more appropriate than prison?
That is certainly an argument that I may make. I mean, I think I'm certainly going to be asking the judge as a condition of his supervised release that he have appropriate counseling and therapy. I think he needs it. I think he thinks he needs it. And that's the important part. What I think is really irrelevant. He believes that he needs this. He believes that this would make him a better person. And the one thing that he says more than anything else, and he said this consistently for the last 10 and a half months, is I am going to make the most of my time in jail.
So house confinement is something you would seek?
Possibly. I mean, I have to see how our sentencing memo comes together. We have a very busy August and early September lined up for us, putting together what I think will be a very, very important document in the form of this sentencing memorandum. Because it's one thing for a lawyer to tell a story about someone. It's really something quite different to have letters from the people who've known him through the years. And I can tell you, we're collecting some just beautiful letters from people in all different areas of his life. And I'm actually looking forward. I'm humbled and honored by the opportunity to tell this man's story. And I hope I do it the justice it deserves.
And finally, and I've wanted to talk to you about this for a long time. You and I had a talk early on in this case, and you took a lot of heat for something. And at the time, I didn't see your end game. I think I see it now. So I want to play the part of the interview that I'm talking about, give you my take on it now, and see if you agree. Here it is. How do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house. He buys in bulk. You know, I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot.
So you took a lot of heat for that. And I thought that question was a tough one for you to answer. And I see it very differently now, because I saw what you did in your closing argument, where you mocked the fact that 70 Homeland Security officers were able to seize 1,000 bottles of baby oil and the streets were safer because of it. And you mocked it. And what I didn't realize then, and what I think a lot of people didn't think of then, is that this was a prelude for what you are arguing, which is you made light of it because that ultimately, in a weird way, it became a weapon for you to diminish the prosecution's case. Do I have that right?
You have it exactly right. And if you remember, toward the end of the trial, one of the outstanding Homeland Security agent did very, very important work. And I played that up in my cross-examination, that he did hundreds of search warrants in his life, and he was going after terrorists. I think he was in the unit that dealt with like terrorism and things like that. And I asked him, how many times have you done a search and you recovered Astroglide and baby oil? And he said, one. I said, one in addition to this case? He says, no, this case. And, I wouldn't make light of hard drugs. I wouldn't make light of guns. I wouldn't make light of those kinds of things that are actually dangerous, because they're dangerous. But baby oil and Astroglide, I mean, one of the things I did in my summation, and this is, I think, what you're referring to, is early on in my summation, I sort of used it as a test balloon for the jury. And I said to the jury, they used all of this show of force. They used this military tactics, but it's all worth it because they got the Astroglide and the baby oil, and the jury laughed. And when the jury laughed, I said, I'm good. I know what I'm going to do from here. I'm going to use the tools in the storyteller's, arsenal, some of which is sarcasm, some of which is, they're different techniques, but the jury, I think, saw it that way.
Well, listen, cannot thank you enough for the time, Mark. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Coming up.
TMZ Sports just got crazy video, which involves an arrest, a Starbucks, and a bumper. So Terrell Suggs, he was pulling into a Starbucks, and all hell breaks loose.
Go away. Go away.
Be right back.
You know what Terrell and I have in common? We're athletic. Watch, my left hand.
Go ahead.
Tips and overthrows.
Odell Beckham.
TMZ Sports just got crazy video, which involves an arrest, a Starbucks, and a bumper. So Terrell Suggs is a huge force in football. He was with the Baltimore Ravens. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. He was pulling into a Starbucks, which sounds really innocent. This actually happened last year. Pulling into a Starbucks, and he's going up the drive-through and apparently past the squawk box. So he backs up to take his order, and there's a car behind him, and the guy behind him says, "You hit me." And apparently Terrell didn't think he did. So the two get out of the car, they jawbone some. Terrell gets back in the car, and so does the other guy. Terrell goes up, picks up his order, and then all hell breaks loose. And Terrell, we're gonna show you the video of this, but he ends up pulling a gun. He ends up getting charged. He ended up taking a plea to a misdemeanor. He's on what, 18 months?
18 months probation. Correct.
And with a lot of restrictions.
Yes, he can't leave the state without permission. He can't have alcohol. There's several other things. He's got a community service. It's a lot.
Okay, so now the question is, what does this actually look like? So the sports team ended up making a request to the police department. We just got the video, broke it on the site.
Just backed into me, man.
No, I didn't hit you. No, I didn't hit you. Really? Back up. I'm not that good.
Go away. Go away.
I killed your bitch ass.
Go away.
Anything okay?
So he's already gotten his order. Oh, he pulled a gun. He pulled a gun. Wow. You can't make an argument that that's self-defense because all he had to do was pull away and the guy wasn't doing anything.
Well, his rep states that Terrell was a bit concerned about the guy not getting his order yet and following him. That's the rep stance. Does that make sense?
No.
So
No. Well, you just asked.
He's a mad.
Well, you just asked. Yeah, I mean, you just asked me a question. Does that make sense? It does not make sense.
From their perspective, from my perspective, from your perspective, I agree with you. But from their perspective, they're saying that he was afraid that because the guy hadn't gotten his order yet, that he could have just followed him and done damage to him.
Instead of just pulling out, Terrell pulls a gun.
Yes.
No defense.
And he's a massive person. He's so physically imposing. You know what? The best thing for Terrell Suggs here is that this happened in Arizona. If this was in like New York State,
They charged him with a felony.
Oh, he'd be in prison for 10 years.
They charged him with a felony
yes,
for that.
absolutely.
He did get charged with a felony. He pleaded down to a lesser charge, so that was part
Was
of
it
the plea
was it
agreement.
gun possession or
It was disorderly conduct involving weapons was the felony. And then, so he pleaded down to a similar charge, but it's just a misdemeanor version of it. Now, if he screws up in his probation, it goes back up to felony. He's facing prison time. So
And he's got 18 months.
18 months, man. He's got to keep his nose clean.
Is that brandishing the weapon? Because it's kind of like halfway. He didn't point it at him, but he definitely showed it.
It's almost like it's almost assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to have
Right
battery,
there.
but it's when you pull a gun on somebody like that.
Now, he didn't point it.
No, I know. But
it was threatening.
See, the problem is the 18 months.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, a lot of criminal defense lawyers, they don't like long probation. I mean, theoretically, you violate a traffic law, you're breaking the law, because one of the things is obey all laws.
The judge did say if he keeps up with all conditions, it could be reduced down a bit, but yeah, still nonetheless.
The probation could be reduced down.
So it's still months and months that he has to get.
By the way, just no defense.
Gabe in Maryland. This was a very dumb thing. NFL Hall of Famers doing dumb things, and Terrell Suggs is definitely going to be one of them. But this just didn't need to happen. But I'm glad that the victim's okay. I'm glad T. Suggs is okay. He accepted responsibility, and we can focus on the main thing, which is the Ravens beating up on everybody's favorite team during the regular season.
Boy, you are a good PR person. Let's focus on the main thing now. Avoid the gun thing. Let's talk about the main thing. Right. Kristi Noem, the head of our Homeland Security, is lashing out at South Park. It seems like South Park is taking aim at everybody in the administration. They did Trump a couple weeks ago. Oh boy, did they do Kristi Noem. And she is pissed. But before I show you what Kristi Noem said, you've got to see. Joanna, do you have this? This
right here.
is the South Park clip. I'm sorry, hysterical.
Remember, only detain the brown ones. If it's brown, it goes down. Look out! Did a good job in there, soldier.
Okay, thank you, Captain.
I know it's tough doing what's hard, but we could use more men like you to distract.
Whoa! What the
Your Botox, Miss Noem? Oh, yeah, fix me up. Another day doing what's tough.
Okay.
I can't.
So I'm sorry, but funny is funny. She didn't think so. So she is on Glenn Beck's show, and here's her reaction to South Park.
Welcome to the club.
Well, I guess so. I didn't get to see it. I was going over budget numbers and stuff, but I just think it's it never ends. But it's so lazy to just constantly make fun of women for how they look. Only the liberals and the extremists do that. If they wanted to criticize my job, go ahead and do that, but clearly they can't.
She didn't see it, though, because if she thinks that they just made fun of her looks, then she didn't watch even that full clip, where clearly they're making fun of everything that she's doing
Right,
and eating.
get the brown ones.
Right,
So,
exactly.
they're making fun of both.
Yeah.
But, look, on a level, it is making fun of a woman's looks. On the other side of it is that when there is arguably clear plastic surgery where somebody transforms, and I'm not saying it's better or worse, but it is certainly different from what it was before.
Right.
Then it's a joke. And I don't think it's a liberal thing that liberals are the only ones doing this. I think everybody does this. And I think the idea of saying, oh, this is lazy liberals doing what liberals do, I'm not buying it.
And they're not.
South Park goes after everybody too, right?
Yeah.
Like I have no problem with this. If it's funny, it's funny. It's comedy.
Exactly.
I can't get outraged over this.
She didn't even seem that outraged.
I don't think she was either.
But the thing is, she also tried to make this, that liberals were doing this, and if you can't make fun of my job, guess what? They made fun of her job.
Right, exactly.
They made fun of her job.
And that's why they then took the kind of low blow of making fun of her looks. They wouldn't do that for no reason.
Right.
They're doing that as like a little.
What if they didn't make fun of her job, but just did her looks?
Then I could maybe understand a little bit of where she's coming from.
Why can't you joke about plastic surgery? Why can't you make a joke about plastic surgery?
You can make a joke,
It's not about women.
of course.
There are men who have plastic surgery, and people joke about it. Why can't you do that?
Right, and she does undeniably funny things, like sitting on the horse. It seems like dress up something.
Why can't you make fun?
The thing with South Park, too, is reality right now is just writing itself. You don't even need to write the jokes. Everything politically is just so crazy and ridiculous right now that they don't even have to go too far to make it,
Because life is crazier than fiction.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Zach from Kentucky. I think it's funny that Kristi Noem feels the need to actually do this and make fun of South Park and call it irrelevant, when in actuality, it's not irrelevant. It's very important. It's not even just making fun of her looks, as they pointed out. It's also making fun of her job and what she has done, including killing her dog.
Do you think your governor is going to run for president?
I hope he does. I love Andy Bashir, but I don't know if he has a shot.
Coming up.
I don't believe Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp's a big star. She's 25 years old, Gen Z. She is trying to convince Alex Cooper on the Call Her Daddy podcast that she has no idea who Joe Rogan is. How can you not know who Joe Rogan is?
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
I don't believe Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp's a big star. She's 25 years old, Gen Z. She is a singer now, actress, worldly, and she is trying to convince Alex Cooper on the Call Her Daddy podcast that she has no idea who Joe Rogan is. That's impossible. Here's what she says.
What would you do if you were forced to have dinner with a straight white man whose personality revolved around Joe Rogan being his religion?
I need you to tell me something. Who the is Joe Rogan? Because I saw something I saw a TikTok using his name today, and I was like, what is that? And that was not the first time I'd heard this name, but I'm not sure who that is. He's not in Ocean's 11.
No,
Who is this?
Have you ever watched Fear Factor?
No, what's that?
Do you know what the UFC is?
What is this? The UFC, like UFC fights? He's a fighter?
Well, I don't know. He has a podcast.
He's my height. I guess you don't have to be tall to be a fighter.
We're moving on.
Oh my God, stop it, please.
It's
so
BS.
Well, but here's
So
the thing.
BS.
She is a great actress if she's acting, because you listen to her and it seems like she really doesn't know, that she's annoyed. And if that's the case, kudos for being a great actress and clueless. How can you not know who Joe Rogan is? Joe Rogan, to me, right now, is, outside of Donald Trump, one of the most recognizable names in America. I don't think there is any way you can get around knowing who Joe Rogan is. In the sports world, you got to know. Television, like Alex said, Fear Factor. And the podcast is just everywhere.
But it's not just that. I think even for like Gen Z in particular has been super influenced by Joe Rogan. I think that's why he has such a huge following.
That's why Donald Trump won the election.
He spans over so many generations. It's like, it's not just the people who know him from UFC who are a little bit older.
This woman is Jessie Smollett, okay?
Okay,
trust me. This is Jessie Smollett, okay?
Hi, I am Jamie. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, and I think you're hitting it right on the head. That's exactly what I was thinking. She knows exactly who Joe Rogan is, which is what makes it so iconic, and that's why I shared it on my TikTok. I was like, there's no way she doesn't know who he is, and that's why she's a queen. She knows that this is going to get under Joe Rogan's skin, that it's going to emasculate him. Bringing up his height, looking at a photo of a person and saying, what is that, is just absolutely iconic. And whether she was being intentional or not, I also wish I lived in a world where I didn't know who he was.
It went totally over my head. You unlocked it. You're right.
Yeah.
Now I know why you're right. You're absolutely right. She went right for his height.
Yep.
And it didn't occur to me, but you're right. That's what she chose to say. She knows who Joe Rogan is. You're absolutely.
Yes.
I wasn't sure at first. Mentioning his height when she's looking at his bio and she says he's as tall as me, she knows this was an act. So we had a lot of details on the death of Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, yesterday. That he died from melanoma that he was fighting for over 3 years. A lot of people thought when Kelly Clarkson started being absent from her show that it was because she was just sick of doing it and that she was going to walk away from it. And we were told yesterday, in fact, when we were doing our live stream, we actually learned that on a phone call, that the staff of the show knew about this for a long time. And it had nothing to do with her wanting to leave. It had to do with her dealing with her family. So now the question, is the show coming back?
Yeah, because they had already announced that it got renewed for a 7th season, and they were going to be dropping episodes in September. Obviously, that's right around the corner. So we reached out to some people, and the plan as of now is she is going to come back, and they are going to go forward with the new season come September.
And we're hearing that from people connected to the show. So, it just seems like all of these stories that came out that she was just tired of the show, not true.
Coming up.
Shakari Richardson is at SeaTac Airport with her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, and they're just having an enormous fight. And this happens.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. I apologize for this, but I just knocked my elbow into a corner of one of the desks. So, excuse me. So Sha'Carri Richardson is at SeaTac Airport with her boyfriend, Christian Coleman. They're both Olympians.
Yes.
And they are top of the game. And they are together at the airport. And this happens. So you can see the two of them come out. There they are. And she is following him. And she is pissed. And you see her just, they're getting into it. And they're just having an enormous fight. And he's walking away and she's following him. And she is just not stopping. So this is all in camera view.
And that's when she shoves him right.
Shoves him.
Yeah.
So as we watch this, she got arrested.
Yeah, she got arrested for fourth degree misdemeanor assault. She shoves him the whole time. I mean, they said it was over like some earbuds or something like that, headphones.
How can it be over earpods? That makes no sense.
A lot of people are speculating that it was more than just that.
It's not over earpods. You don't do that over, I mean, they're together.
Right. But kudos to him. I mean, he's walking away trying not to get a reaction out of it. So, but
you can see in the video too, towards the end when they make their way to the security checkpoint, she appears to throw headphones at him as well. So the narrative that this started over him having her headphones is a little bit unbelievable.
Right there.
And also, how do you get in a fight like that over earpods?
Right. To her credit, Christian Coleman addressed the media on Monday, and he defended her, said it was kind of everybody's going through some things right now. We all have these down moments. We all have these bad things. He doesn't hold it against her. I'm assuming that's why she hasn't been criminally charged yet, because it's on video. The prosecutors told me it's still with the police right now.
But you don't put your hands on nobody, even if you are, having a disagreement.
Right. I wonder though if the prosecutors are saying because this is going to be a misdemeanor.
Yes.
So if the prosecutors are saying if he's not going to be a cooperative witness, they may not do anything.
And that appears to be what even the police are weighing, right? Before they even send it to the prosecutors, do we even have a witness here? Because he doesn't want to press charges. He said it repeatedly.
Well, they do have it on video.
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
But
yeah.
Erica from Connecticut here, and I have to agree. I just feel like the incident was definitely more than just about AirPods. It's unfortunate that this is on camera for her. I like to see her in a positive light. I'm just glad that the boyfriend didn't retaliate and hit her back. I wish her all the best.
My gut tells me he's not going to cooperate, and they're probably not going to charge because of that. So the American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney, where she talks about her good genes, which some people think is a dog whistle about genetics, Aryan Nation, whatnot. It has now reached the level, I think, that maybe Sydney Sweeney feared, that she is now being embraced by the Proud Boys. So, Devin, you have this picture?
Yeah, so here's the photo. So this is off the freeway in Corona, which is like 40 miles outside of LA?
Right.
It's obviously says Proud Boys love Sydney Sweeney. She has the best blue jeans.
Where's the connection to Proud Boys with that?
Proud Boys love Sydney Sweeney.
But how did they get where? But where is it? Is it above the freeway?
Yeah, so it was like a billboard that was right off the freeway.
Oh, so they actually took a billboard out.
Well, no, there is a billboard up.
Oh,
they put a banner
it up
over it.
Got it.
To me, I mean, I don't know where I'm not super familiar with the Proud Boys, but is this just a troll or is this actually the Proud Boys? Are they that organized? I don't know.
It could be either the Proud Boys or people who are pissed and are trying to make it look like the Proud Boys are embracing it. It could be either one.
Oh, I just think it's for sure the Proud Boys, because why would we be surprised
because
somebody said that?
Because somebody who
Who's
is
mad
angry at
Sweeney
American,
wants it to make it seem
That's
like
right.
like now the Proud Boys are.
That's right.
embracing
It could be either way.
Or it could actually be the Proud Boys. Wasn't she just like
Yeah, it could
revealed
be.
to be a
No,
registered
no, it could
Republican?
be.
So maybe they're like trying to get out there and like embrace her publicly too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I think it's really unfair, whether this is the Proud Boys or not, to associate Sydney Sweeney with them. There's no evidence that Sydney Sweeney has
Well,
any
maybe she doesn't want to be
or even
associated
viewed.
with them, but maybe but I'm sure they would love to be associated with her.
No, I understand that, but just by looking at that could be somebody who's so against the ad that they want people to turn on Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle. I mean, seriously.
No, 100%. I mean, it's like this is the last thing she wants.
You said this was in Corona, California?
Yeah, Corona.
Yeah, sorry, no.
Is that Proud Boy country?
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's like very much so like a little bit Proud Boy.
Hi, my name is Ray Paul in New York City. I just think that this whole situation is blown out of proportion because it's very clear that Sydney Sweeney is definitely a MAGA supporter. And now she has the president of the United States talking about this whole thing. So in my opinion, I think it's a win-win because honestly, I had forgotten that American Eagle even still was a brand, like it was still in business.
It's a huge success for American Eagle. I'm going to kind of shift things a little bit. Jackson, would you turn the camera on yourself for just a second, please?
Yeah.
I want to know something. So I hurt my elbow.
Okay.
And you have been smiling and you put a poll up talking about where my ashes should be spread.
First of all, I don't control the polls.
You were reveling in this poll.
I was reveling in this poll, but I don't control them. I revel in a lot of things people say about you.
Someone said you should give your little dinghy a name.
I'm not giving the dinghy a name.
I don't know why it's hard to make sure I'm in shot, but yeah.
Coming up.
So good news about Gen Z. They are frugal and they are saving money. And bringing our pal Damon John from Shark Tank.
It's a different generation, but the data is that they're a little bit smarter than we are.
Be right back.
So good news about Gen Z. There are a lot of people who have all sorts of bad things to say, that they don't have an attention span, they don't know how to converse, they don't know how to have relationships and whatnot, but they do know how to save. And they are frugal and they are saving money. And this is really a surprising thing because usually young people don't do this. So let's bring in our pal Damon John from Shark Tank. Damon, I am shocked at this. I had no idea that Gen Z, that 50% of Gen Z adults have savings accounts.
50% of Gen Z adults have savings accounts. This Gen Z community is smarter than ever. I was talking to my buddy Zeb, who is the founder of ClickFunnels. He was talking about how Gen Z now is taking advantage of all the opportunities out there because the information is out there. They no longer have to go to school and say, let me learn what you're teaching me. They just have to go on AI and say, let me learn what I want to know. And their understanding about financial intelligence, things like that, they're doing things way smarter than us. I just came off vacation. I realized everything that I own owns me. Right? Because now I have to take care of these cars, this and that. Gen Z says, I want to get small. I want to get tiny. I want to save money. Matter of fact, I don't got to put anything in the bank. Everything that I put onto this app rounds off at the end of the day. I turn around 20 years. I got a whole bunch of Bitcoin. So absolutely amazing at this time.
Here's what
the Gen Z.
There's a bunch I don't understand. First of all, Gen Z is obsessed with becoming an influencer, going on OnlyFans, and what they're interested in is quick money and big money. And that is the kind of the carrot that they follow. And so it doesn't make sense to me that if they're looking for that kind of quick, big money, that they also are thinking small. The two don't align for me.
Well, is it really quick or big money? You see, because again, as I was talking to my buddy over here about they can get into business easier, right? So 94% of Gen Z says they want to retire by 55, but they would prefer 32. They have this thing called vibe coding now where they don't need to have to program things so they can set up a business quicker. But let's talk about what you were saying right there. Influencers, the top influencer on TikTok can make 20 million. That means you can make 1 million, right? A post on Snapchat, 25,000 a post. Now think about that. You grow your community over a year on Snapchat, and you're able to make an average of $10,000 a post. You could probably do $80,000 of business in your basement. Of course, OnlyFans, 1 million a year. And then you got the people on Twitch, you got the people live selling like TikTok and these things. So we are saying that these people are influencers, they're dancing and singing, but there's a real business there. They're creating a community, they're communicating with the community, they're opening their phone, they're making the money directly, and they know who their customer is. We're looking at it kind of like when our parents used to say, what's wrong with you? Just go to college and retire with a gold watch and a picket fence and 2.5 kids and a dog. And we used to say, that doesn't work anymore. Two parents can't stay, one parent can't stay home. So again, it's a different generation, but the data is that they're a little bit smarter than we are.
And that's my second question, which is that young people are young people without experience. And most young people in every generation, they go into debt because they just spend too much. They get credit cards and they spend too much. And they're not responsible with money. And you don't learn in high school or college how to manage money. And you overspend and overextend, and then you correct it at some point, maybe in your 30s. They're not doing that. And I don't understand what makes them wiser than my generation, your generation, or any other.
Well, I think we are talking about a small percentage of those who are going to, want to do the right thing. The downside is because the pendulum swings so heavy on each side. There are a lot that are seeing people on social media and they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they have more access to people who they believe are doing better than them. And in the swipe culture, that's the bad part. Unlike us, we had to pull $1 out and go and purchase. We had to make these big, plans to purchase these things. They're swiping themselves into debt. But I can only talk about the people that I believe are the ones who are going to be the small business owners, the ones who are going to manage their money the right way and learn from all the things that are going out the bad way. Because unfortunately, there's going to be, the pendulum's going to swing in a drastic way on both sides.
Okay, finally, you're in San Diego, and you just showed me this before we started talking. So you got to show people outside what the grounds look like at this place.
All right, I am with my team looking. That is Zeb, the founder of ClickFunnels. But let me show you, they didn't even do the grand opening yet. This is the Gaylord Hotel in San Diego, the largest hotel on the West Coast. 500,000 square feet of convention space and pools, lazy rivers, the ocean right there. I have no affiliation with the hotel, but I'm telling you, this thing
We're giving this for free? Holy smokes. Hey, dude, I'll give you $50 if you go down that slide and record it.
$50, go down that slide. I'll do that for beef jerky, baby. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go down that slide.
Okay, have fun there.
All right, man.
We'll see you.
Peace.
Coming up.
You have heard about famous rivalries, UCLA versus USC, the Yankees and the Mets. Well, there is a new rivalry, folks, the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. We got the Backstreet Boys golfing, and AJ, Nick, and Brian decided to make a challenge.
Be right back.
Buckle up, party people. The TMZ After Dark Tour is hitting Hollywood. Join Ray J and special guests as we hit the hottest restaurants, wildest bars, and sickest clubs. DJ Miles is dropping beats as we roll down Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard. The party starts every weekend at 7 p.m. from the Hard Rock Cafe. Book now at tmztour.com. It's gonna be epic!
You have heard about famous rivalries, UCLA versus USC. The Yankees and the Mets. Well, there is a new rivalry, folks. The Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. We got the Backstreet Boys golfing, and AJ, Nick, and Brian decided to make a challenge.
Who's the best player of the five of you?
Brian's really great. Listen, I'm a true 19 handicap. That's because I don't play that much. My wife is actually better than I am, but I'll just say that right now. But Brian, I'm gonna call it. I think Brian beats AJ majority of the time, and
I'm a 6.8.
and we
so
gotta
not too bad.
and we gotta watch AJ so that he doesn't drop balls.
That's a cheat.
Have you guys ever played against the other groups?
Oh God, no, not
No,
really.
you know what? You hear it first on TMZ. It's gonna be Boy Band Mania golf tournament.
Yeah, let's go. We're
go.
challenging NSYNC right now to
go.
5-on-5.
I'm going with the Backstreet Boys. I'm going with the back. Well, and also, Justin Timberlake is struggling right now, so he's a great golfer. He won't be part of it, so.
But that's it's the problem that NSYNC always has. If you look it up, Joey Fatone describes himself as a terrible golfer. He knows he's not good at it. Lance Bass has a charity like disc golf championship or something, but he doesn't golf. The other two, I don't know. Justin Timberlake.
But a 19 handicap ain't good.
No, but Justin Timberlake is a great golfer.
Right.
They're not going to. It's the same thing. Can NSYNC get Justin to come back and save him?
Well, no, but
he
he seriously cannot right now.
Well, he can't with the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Backstreet's going to win.
You know, by the way, Backstreet Boys are in Vegas right now, and at the Sphere, and they are just selling. They're killing it. I mean, this apparently everybody in our office who has been to this concert said it's amazing.
Hi, I'm Samantha from New York, and this is why they say be careful what you ask for. I've always wanted to watch these two battle it out, and it's a shame it's going to be on a golf course, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh no, they'll stream it. They're going to if they would do it, they would stream it, and it would be huge. It would be huge. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hi, my name is Angie and I'm from the UK. Today I'm talking about the Diddy case. Someone allowing a wealthy and influential person such as Diddy to serve his sentence at home could actually reinforce the perception that the justice system favors the rich and famous. It risks sending a message that justice isn't blind but biased in favor of privilege. Therapy can actually help on the inside with proper advocacy. Diddy could be placed in a facility equipped with such treatment, successfully coupling up with I can't even put my words back in, rehabilitation and accountability.
Yeah, it's not a shock. It's just true. I mean, if Diddy had other lawyers who weren't as good, he might have been convicted. One more.
Hi, I'm T-Rex from Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I want to talk about Terrell Suggs. His aggressive reaction highlights how pressure and frustration can lead anyone. Thankfully, he acknowledged his mistakes in court and seems ready to move forward. This serves as a reminder that everyone, regardless of their accomplishments, is human and capable of error. They just hope this is a lesson in this similar situation.
But that's why the publicist's statement that, oh, he felt threatened and that's why he did it is such BS. And it's not like owning it. It's like, okay, here's a lame excuse that nobody's going to believe. You know, that's the problem with it.
Coming up.
Everybody loves Tom Holland. So he is in Men's Health UK this month, featured cover model. He did this video where he is kind of sitting next to an ice bath. The question is going to go in it. And what Tom Holland does to me is unbearable.
Be right back.
Everybody loves Tom Holland. So he is in Men's Health UK this month, featured cover model. And he did this video where he is kind of sitting next to an ice bath. The question is going to go in it. So the guy talking to him is asking about different things about working out, and what Tom Holland does to me is unbearable.
Smash or pass? Walking 10,000 steps a day. Ooh, I play a lot of golf, so I'll probably smash that, I reckon. Playing paddle. Oh, you're going in, he's going early. Okay.
Playing paddle.
Gym selfies.
I'm not a gym selfie guy. No, you'll never catch me posting a gym selfie. Maybe back in the day when I was a kid, but not anymore.
Oh. Okay, number one, that is the equivalent of a wet t-shirt contest for what women do. Number two, it's unthinkable to me to submerge myself in an ice water like that. That is insane. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.